Imagine a towering robot straight out of your favorite enemy. Only this time, it's real. Japan isn't just building robots for show. They're gearing up for a robotic revolution in defense, from artificial intelligence-powered drones to massive humanoid mechs that can lift trees and patrol railways. The future of warfare and peacekeeping may soon stand on steel legs. Welcome to 2025, where fiction meets frontline reality. For decades, Japan has been synonymous with robotics, enemy, and futuristic tech. But now, that fantasy is transforming into a powerful reality. Facing a rapidly aging population and growing regional security threats, Japan is responding not with more soldiers, but smarter machines. With cutting-edge artificial intelligence, next-gen combat drones, and giant humanoid robots being tested across cities and defense fields, Japan is leading the charge into a new robotic era. In this video, we'll take you inside Japan's bold 2025 initiative to deploy its most advanced army of military robots, an awe-inspiring blend of innovation, strategy, and engineering marvel. Echoes of a mechanical future. A loud scream reverberated over the countryside outside of Tokyo in the spring of 2025. However, it wasn't the sound of fighter jets or tanks. It was something unfamiliar, something that would change the balance of power in the world. Glistening metal giants moved with a strange precision as towering shadows appeared out of the early mist. Japan was at the forefront of the era of enormous military robots. This is the tale of how the land of the rising sun astonished the world by fusing real-world military power with enemy dreams, and why everyone is now eagerly awaiting its conclusion. The origins of a dream. Japan has a long history of being fascinated by enormous robots. Japan has long dreamed of a future in which man and machine move together, from the cherished enemy classics like Gundam and Evangelion to robotics pioneers like Honda's Asimo. But up until now, it was only a fictional dream. Geopolitical concerns in the Indo-Pacific region in 2022 prompted Japan to reevaluate its defense capabilities. The Japanese Ministry of Defense started the Project Tetsujin, Iron Man program, a classified endeavor to transform combat using cutting-edge robotics, in response to escalating threats and pressure from international allies. The secret lab beneath Mount Fuji. Beneath the serene slopes of Mount Fuji, in a subterranean facility shrouded in secrecy, Japan's best minds came together. Engineers from Kyoto University, artificial intelligence experts from Sony, exoskeleton developers from Panasonic, and former gamers turned coders who once modded mech games. Their goal: build an army of humanoid robots standing over 18 feet tall, capable of battlefield autonomy, environmental adaptability, and remote human interface. Each robot would be a masterpiece of titanium alloy, synthetic muscle fibers, quantum processors, and nanotechnology. Enter the Titan's Type 00 Kurogen. On January 3, 2025, at the ZGC International Defense Exhibition, the world got its first glimpse of the future. The Type 00 Kurogen. The reveal was more than just a demonstration, it was a declaration. The Kurogen stood over 5.5 meters tall. Its armor shimmered like obsidian, with advanced gyro stabilization, magnetic joint articulation, and predictive artificial intelligence combat modules. It moved with the grace of a martial artist and the force of a freight train. It wasn't just a prototype, it was production-ready. Shockwaves across the globe. Within hours, videos of the demonstration went viral. Countries around the world scrambled to assess what they had just seen. Military analysts couldn't believe their eyes. In the span of 3 years, Japan had leaped ahead in robotic warfare. The U.S. Department of Defense issued an emergency press briefing. China announced a necessary acceleration of its own robotics division. Russia called it provocative theater, yet quietly doubled its artificial intelligence defense budget. The soul of the machine. What made Kurogen different wasn't just its size or strength, it was the interface. Pilots wore neuro-sync helmets that allowed them to control the robot as an extension of their own body. The connection was so fluid that operators described the experience as dreaming while awake. Moreover, Kurogen could also enter autonomous combat mode. It used real-time environmental mapping, enemy threat assessment, and machine learning to make decisions on the fly. It was fast, deadly, and eerily self-aware. Training the Mecha Corps. Japan established the Mecha Corps, a new division in its self-defense forces. Elite pilots were trained not just in military tactics, but also in neural control systems, mech maintenance, and even classical samurai philosophy. Training facilities looked like futuristic sports arenas, with virtual landscapes where soldiers practiced mech combat. The world watched as Japan turns sci-fi soldiers into real-life warriors. The ethics dilemma. Not everyone celebrated the development. Human rights groups voiced concerns over autonomous combat. Would these machines distinguish between combatants and civilians? Could they be hacked? What happens if they go rogue? Japan responded with transparency, opening limited access to international observers and showcasing its multi-tiered safety protocols. A global treaty on robot ethics was proposed at the UN, spearheaded by Japan, to ensure responsible development. Field deployment and strategy. The battle test in Okinawa. It was the crisp morning of March 17, 2025, when the world witnessed the impossible unfold in real time. The skies over Okinawa were clear, yet the tension in the air was palpable. Onlookers, military observers, foreign dignitaries, media personnel stood in silent anticipation behind blast-proof barriers as the first-ever live field simulation of Japan's mecha units was about to begin. Dubbed Operation Shoryu, Dragon Rising, the mission simulated a high-stakes urban hostage rescue. The scenario: a city district overtaken by rogue paramilitary units, armed hostages held in a crumbling 10-story building, and an imminent threat of structural collapse. Traditional ground forces would have required hours to clear and breach the complex. But Japan had something different. 3 Kurogane-class robots dropped from cargo carriers, landing like thunder on reinforced pavement. At nearly 30 feet tall, these humanoid machines exuded sheer dominance. But the most shocking element: grace, inspiration, and innovation. From war machines to world builders, the Okinawa simulation sparked imaginations in addition to validating the technology. In a matter of weeks, Japan was inundated with suggestions from the academic and corporate sectors. Plans for modifying Kurogane frames for civilian infrastructure were presented by construction behemoths such as Shimizu Corporation. Imagine weeks of human labor being replaced in a matter of hours by a mechanized machine that lifts prefabricated bridge components over a river. Or using vertically nimble robots that could walk with steel beams in hand to build a 50-story skyscraper on a small city block without the need for cranes. From railroads to the battlefield, Japan's giant robots are no longer science fiction. They're science fact. What began as enemy-inspired dreams are now becoming tools of national power and public service. As these machines grow smarter, stronger, and more versatile, one question remains: are we witnessing the dawn of a new kind of soldier? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you see this as a bold leap into the future or a risky step toward a mechanical arms race? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most mind-blowing tech.